I think sometimes guys don't even realize that they're on the cusp of being out of the league.
That's a big reason guys get stuck in the G League is that they don't understand the position they're trying out for, right? It's like going to a job interview and you're thinking you're going to be the CFO of the company and they're looking for a guy to clean the bathrooms, you know? Like they're not looking for you to work in the office and have a corner suite with your own like living space in there. Like they need somebody to come in and put in the work every day. It's like guys in the G League try to average 25 points a game. Like they got guys they're paying $30 million a year to score 25 points a game. Like you're not gonna, you know, it's just, and like you said, it's a self-awareness of understanding what you're good at, what teams need, and trying to do that.
And so some of that, I assume, for you, because it's not like you weren't a good defensive player in college. You were all SEC defensive team, but some of that for you, that like embracing a certain role, I would assume clicked in pretty early on. Like I have to be really good at defense for me to have a chance to play in the NBA.
Man, this video right here is so key to your success as a basketball player. This is something I didn't really figure out until I was already retired. But you got to know what teams are looking for, what coaches are looking for, and you got to be able to deliver that. If you can deliver what the team is looking for, what the coach is looking for, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how good of a shooter you are if the team is not looking for a shooter. It don't matter how good you can pass the ball if the team is not looking for somebody to do that, or if the coach is not looking for somebody to do that. And that's why this is so key. You need to know what your coach is looking for. You need to know what a team is looking for, and this will help you go very far, because if you know what they're looking for, then you can deliver that. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. What up, though? My name is Kevin Melson with Beyond Your Limits, and in this video right here, we got Alex Caruso on JJ Redick's podcast, and they're speaking of why a lot of D-League players get stuck in the D-League. And this is a very key point right here, because Alex Caruso is talking about how G-League players are trying to average 30 points a game and things like that, and trying to, you know, show how good they are offensively. But most likely, if you're in the G League, an NBA team is not looking for you to come in and be their top scorer. They're already paying LeBron to do that. They're already paying Kevin Durant to do that. Most teams in the NBA, they already have a high salary player that they're looking for to be the bulk of the scoring for the team. And so when they're looking for somebody in the D League, it's the G League now. When they're looking for somebody in the G League, they're looking for, most likely they're looking for like a hustle player, somebody that's going to pick up 94 feet and make it hard for the other team to get in their offense. They're looking for a Patrick Beverly type player, somebody that can, you know, you can catch and knock down a shot, but they're not really looking for people that's going to create their own shot and do all these things. And that's a big key. If you know what they're looking for, then you can go out and execute that in the G League game, and people will see that. I got a story for you guys. When I first came out of Wright State, my agent had another NBA player that he was representing, and we used to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We used to work out every morning, play one-on-one full court, do a whole bunch of drills. And I remember when I first went there, and man, I was winning every drill. I was winning everything, all the one-on-one games. We used to do one-on-one from the post, one-on-one from the wing, full court one-on-one, shooting drills, and I would win every single drill. I mean, I would win all of them. And I remember I used to go out thinking like, man, you know, if this guy's in the NBA, it's no question that I'm gonna be in the NBA. I'm so much better than this guy. But I was thinking in terms of offensively. At that time, I wasn't thinking about what he brings defensively. This guy was bigger than me. He was, taller, bigger, stronger than me. He was more athletic than me as well. But he wasn't in the NBA because he was a great offensive player. He was this player. He was the hustle type player. He would guard Kobe. His only job in the NBA was to make it tough, make Kobe take tough shots, to guard LeBron and those guys and the superstar for the other team. His role wasn't to score or create or anything like that. But I wasn't looking at it like that when I first came out of college. I was just thinking, man, I'm destroying this guy every drill. He's in the NBA. Shoot, I'm about to be a superstar in the NBA. and that's something that kind of held me back, because I was thinking that my offensive skills was what was going to get me to the NBA. But once I didn't get drafted, I mean, the chances of somebody looking for an offensive player is pretty slim, unless they're looking for somebody that's just a catch and shoot shooter to stretch the floor or something like that. But they're usually not looking for somebody that can create their own shot and create for other people and things like that. And so I was thinking that my offensive skills was what was going to take me to the NBA. But at that time, you know, people weren't looking for that, you know, for somebody that wasn't, you know, a high draft pick or something like that. And so that was to my detriment, because I mean, if I would have noticed at that time, I could have switched my game. I could have been a scrappy defensive player and really focused on that, and that would have gave me a better chance to get to the NBA, because more people were looking for players like that instead of players like myself at that time. And so this player had a long career. I think he played like maybe 10 or 12 years in the NBA. And I never made it, even though I was much better than him offensively. That's not what teams, that's not what GMs, that's not what scouts were looking for players that wasn't, you know, high draft picks. And so it was to my detriment that I thought that my offensive skills was what was going to get me there, when that's not what people were looking for. And that's exactly what Caruso was talking about in this video. He was talking how, you know, G League players think that the NBA is looking for a CFO. That's the Chief Financial Officer. If you don't know, that's usually the second person in command to the CEO in a business, is the CFO. They look over all the money and determine where the money goes. But he's saying that in reference to, you know, people think they're going for the top spot. Like the NBA are not looking in the G League for somebody to come to be the star in the face of their team. They're looking for somebody to come to fill a role. And that's the reason why a lot of G League players get stuck in the G League. And that's the reason why a lot of players, don't make it to the NBA, because they're not focused on filling a role. They're usually focused on the offensive things, because that's the flashy things that everybody looks at. Oh, the highlight of somebody getting crossed over and shooting a step back three, or somebody getting dunked on and things like that. That's the flashy part of the game where a lot of people look at. But usually, most likely, the NBA team, the GMs, they're not looking for somebody for those type things. They're looking for somebody that'll fill a role that'll help their team succeed. And if you can figure out what your team you're on, what your coach is looking for, if you're trying to go to a Division I school, if you know what that school was looking for, if you can figure that out, just execute that thing, and you'll give yourself a much better chance of making it to that school you want to be at, to make it to whatever team you want to be on. Just look for just try to figure out what they're looking for. And if you can figure out what they're looking for, try to be that. And if you can be that, you can be there. All right. You should also look for that link in the description, that link in the bio. Cop some merch, help the channel out. Thanks for watching this video, and I'm out.